Yeah, I'm
Oh,
recording.
Kevin can record. They are. It's recording now.
Oh, good, huh?
All right, on speaker for you, right?
Don't know what happened there.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, full screen. All right, 3, 2, 1.
What?
Nobody's hosting this freaking thing.
Oh, right, I see. We're starting, are we? Okay. Right, so we're recording, we're starting. Okay. Radio, if everybody likes to mute themselves, I'll do it.
Oh, I forgot about we've got to mute ourselves, haven't we?
Yeah. There we go then. 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to the Geeks Assembled. And today we will be discussing the 2016 episode of Doctor Who, which aired on Christmas Day, entitled Return of Doctor Mysterio. We had Peter Capaldi's return, we had Matt Lucas, we had a superhero, and we had some brains. So, without further ado, we will mosey on down to Leicester and see what Alid has to say about this episode.
What are we talking about?
Oh, it's a little known programme called Doctor Who. Do you remember it?
Oh, I'm here to talk about Bake Off. I thought Bake Off was absolutely brilliant. Mary Berry, Sue Perkins, they're all brilliant. You know, Mel and Sue.
Anyway,
Paul
moving
Hollywood.
Bring
it back, BBC. Bring it back.
Move it on.
Yeah. But for Doctor Who, yeah, it was all right. It was okay. I mean, it was nothing special, but I'm glad it wasn't over Christmassy. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't Santas or there wasn't really. I think there was one Christmas tree at the beginning, wasn't there? And then that was it. And that's about it. I quite liked the brain swapping aliens. That was quite good. The superhero, I'm not a superhero fan, so yeah. Some jokes made me laugh. Others probably I didn't get because I just don't watch superhero stuff. But it was a little bit. I thought it was a little bit over the top with the cheesiness of the superhero thing. But I thought it was good. Capaldi was okay. I mean, he's definitely completely different to what he was originally meant to be, I think, when they said that he was going to be a stripped-back Doctor and that he was going to be more of a classic Doctor. I feel like he's gone Matt Smithy and David Tennant over time. So, yeah, I like Nardole, actually. I thought he was good. I thought Matt Lucas was good. I didn't think I would like him, but actually I thought he worked quite well. There was just enough of him. There was just enough of his character. If there was any more, I think it would have been way too over top. But I think he did add something to it. I'm so glad Clara's gone. Such a relief. Good riddance, I say. And I am going to moan about River Song in it because she didn't need a line in it. She didn't need to be mentioned. The Doctor doesn't love anybody. He doesn't love anybody. And the Doctor shouldn't love anybody. The Doctor is the Doctor. He should travel through time and space with a companion who he doesn't love, this whole crap about 25 years or whatever it was, being with River Song, a load of old bollocks that Stephen Moffat has put in there. Thank God, when he's gone, let's get Chibnall. Come on, bed up a Moffat now, bed up a River Song. Don't want to see her again. Bet she'll be back, but who cares? Let's move on. I will give it I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6. So back to Lee.
All right, a 10 from Alid there. So
I said a 6.
No, you said a 10. I heard you say a 10. This is the Frozen Revenge. You said a 10.
That could be a film. That's what the next one's called. Frozen's Revenge.
Can I just say
as long as it's not as bad as Jaws the Revenge.
Yeah, the Doctor must have loved because he was a grandfather. He must have fell in love with someone.
No.
He just owned you.
If you watch the 5 Doctors, he was only grandfather.
No. Anyways,
Down, Aled.
you've had your turn. Mute yourself. Moving
I'm
on.
not going to mute myself now.
Yeah. We'll go to Germany, and we'll talk with someone who is a bit more sensible. Hello, Beef Dad. Yes, unmute yourself first. Very sensible.
Yeah, you want to bet on that? Yeah, oddly enough, I mean, this is odd. I think I might have to go and lie down afterwards. I actually agree with Alid on one point. I'm not a big superhero fan, and to my way of thinking, when that child swallowed that gemstone, at any other time, any other doctor would have found a way of getting it out. So that for me was a bit, I haven't worked that one out, because, any doctor would normally have found a way of extracting it, particularly as he needed it for the thing he was building on the roof. I was unsure about them bringing back Matt Lucas as Nardole and wondered how they were going to do it. And apparently he was just put back together by the doctor, which is very kind of him. I wonder if he did the same thing for the other guy. Nardole actually worked quite well as a foil for the doctor, because he was quite amusing, and he'd obviously been in the TARDIS for a while because he'd learnt to fly it. As we found out when he came back from his little trip, where he'd ended up as a ruler of some eastern tribe, and he'd been there for a while. So, not too bad. Performances. Justin Chatwin as Grant Gordon and Stroke the Ghost. Well, it was your basic superhero thing. So there was nothing to make anybody starry-eyed there, let me put it like that. Unlike young Grant, who actually, the kid that swallowed the stone, he made me laugh. He was quite a bright kid, and I think we might see more of him. Mr. Brock, started out okay, had his brain swapped, and oddly enough, it didn't change him very much. Same with Dr. Sim. And Lucy Fletcher. What can you say about Lucy Fletcher? That could be repeated in polite company. I would say that if there was a weak spot in this Christmas special, it's her. She was the most uninspiring reporter I've ever come across. I mean, you'd expect someone like, well, no, perhaps not. Let's put it like this. We had a previous companion to the Doctor who was a reporter, and she had some get up and go in her. If this girl, Charity Wakefield, is it? Yes. If that girl had ever had any get up and go in there, I think it had got up and went. Very, I was very, very disappointed in her as a character, to be perfectly honest. I know an awful lot of people don't like the television film. And then you had the female doctor, the girl in that, whose name escapes me at the moment, playing a doctor. But she had a bit to her. this girl really just made me yawn. The story itself, contrived, I think is the only way to put it. Some friends of mine have pointed out a few plot holes. But there again, you always get plot holes in Christmas specials anyway. So, but I was hoping for something a bit more spectacular, shall we say? Considering the amount of time they've had to do it, and the fact that they haven't been filming anything else really very much. I was expecting a bit more from this Christmas episode. I think it had its moments. But one of them was a certain young man holding something up. A spaceship that was about to explode if it fell. Interesting concept. To be perfectly honest, at times I was wondering why he didn't just let it go. So for me, I can't get any higher than a 6 on this one, I'm afraid.
And another 10. So let's move on down to let's go to Texas. Texas Tim, see what he thought of this.
Well, to be fair, Beef Dad, they have been filming. They've got about 6 episodes of the next series in the can, so it's not like they haven't done anything all year. As far as my review, this is the 12th Christmas special in 12 years' time. I mean, it's a tradition now that you get. If you don't get Doctor Who, if they do a gap year or a split series, you're always going to have a Christmas episode, and that's cool. I like that. And it does the job. It's funny when it needs to be. It's clever. Like I said last night, this is the golden age for comic book superheroes as far as television and movies are concerned. Now, that's not my bag either. I don't really dig that stuff too much myself. But I don't see anything wrong with Doctor Who having a stab at it either, just for a Christmas episode, a one-off thing where they can have a little bit of fun with an accidental superhero. And it's kind of like spot the reference, okay, that bit's from Superman. He's a bit Batman-y the way he talks. So it's all a bit of fun. And that's all Christmas should be. It shouldn't be that serious. They save that for like EastEnders, I believe, where they kill somebody every year. But as far as the episode went, it was enjoyable. It didn't feel draggy at all. It just kind of moved along at a good pace. The aliens were a bit crap. I didn't really like the bit with the pulling the gun out of your head. That was kind of silly. But I thought Peter Capaldi was great in this, and Nardole was as well. Everybody, all year long, I've heard people complaining about Nardole, and why not just wait till you see him? Because, I mean, all you have to go on is his brief appearance in the last Christmas Story. So, I mean, it turns out, I think he's going to be a bit of a regular this coming series, and I think he's going to be sort of like a K9 character. He's going to be like an occasional companion that just sometimes maybe stays in the TARDIS, that kind of thing. But overall, I enjoyed it. It's the usual Christmas fun. You get it once a year for sure. So I gave it a 9.5.
9.5 from there from Texas. Right, let's see what Susan has to say about the return of Doctor Mysterio.
I was pleasantly surprised. I'm recently a superhero kind of fan. I've watched Luke Cage, and I watched all of the Marvel and DC offerings this year, and I'm really enjoying it. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy, and this Doctor Who is a guardian of the galaxy. He's a guardian of all the people, and he was trying to fix the thing in New York, and he was trying to solve the problems. And unlike Alan, I stinking love River Song. I've loved River Song. I love her diary. I love her Big Finish stuff. I love River Song. She's awesome to me. and the Doctor has loved. He married and he got engaged in Aztec Mexico, and he falls in love easily. He's an amazing bloke, this Doctor Who, and so and I thought that it was cute, the romance between the superhero and the reporter. It was I mean, there wasn't anything that was untropic about it. I mean, it was very trope, but it was a very cool sort of thing, and I loved Nardole. I loved him in the crazy get-up from Constantinople in the 12th century, where he ruled well. So apparently one of the rulers of Constantinople in this universe was Nardole, which was awesome. I mean, I've been to Constantinople like 3 times. I love it there. It's awesome. I can understand the draw for him. So that's really cool. And so I'm although now it's called Istanbul. Just so you know, I'm not stuck in the past. I'm right now. Anyway, this is it. It was fun. It was a super fun Christmas episode. It didn't have much to do with Christmas, but that was all right. That was different. It was there was a lot of cute moments. The aliens were from the other episode, the Husbands of River Song, which was fun. And I love the little boy taking his medicine. That was precious and perfect. I mean, that was my one word for the whole episode, was medicine. Anyway, that's what I got. Oh, I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Wow, another 10. Thanks for that, Susan. Let's see. Shall we go? We'll go to Kevin, see what he thought of this Christmas episode.
Well, I saw this with my family the other day, and yeah, it's pretty much a superhero episode, basic stuff with Superman. It was just like the interview said. It's a superhero episode, Christmas special, with the Doctor in it. I liked it, but for the most part, they could have done something more. But but we got, at the end of that episode, we got the special preview of Series 10. So yeah, that was very cool. But I like the Christmas special, but short. I'm not going to watch it anytime soon. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Thanks for that, Kevin. Short and sweet. Jason, let's see what you have to say.
Well, I have to disagree with Mrs. Alda Davos and also Dr. Grumpy and also Arnold Schwarzenegger that this episode was actually pretty great. And the fact that it's just funny all over, especially when you got some scenes like with Nardo. Nardo definitely improved. I mean, you got him going into like a place, mentioning something about a boy's bathroom and all that. I mean, that was just pretty funny. Let's see here. The whole little therapy little puppet little thingy that the reporter woman had to use for the doctor, that he had to try to speak the truth each time. That was just a bit funny right there. Definitely enjoyed that. Really enjoyed the fact that the doctor was just hanging upside down, and when he was meeting the kid at first, then later on we know the kid would ate that glowing item that turned him into some kind of superhero, and someone's got their mic on, which they need to mute it. Kevin. So yeah, Grant was an interesting character. The half-face villains, I called them the half-face because what else to call them anyways? I don't remember, but yeah, they were interesting. Maybe not the biggest type of aliens out there. I mean, of course, we might see them again, and I don't know, maybe probably with UNIT, who knows? But yeah, with Grant AK Ghost, when he was in school and the doctor was trying to talk to him, Grant was like seeing like X-ray naked vision. Probably got to feel sorry on that one. Yeah, definitely interesting. With Grant attacking the half-face guy, of course, then the half-face people got Grant and the reporter woman. With him and the reporter woman having some kind of love thing going on, and he getting all jealous a bit, thinking, oh, he's got a date, and when it turns out it's actually Hall later on. So yeah, that was just great. Definitely enjoyed the funny moments with Naruto. I mean, I can tell that he's going to be a funny character later on in the series. He reminds me more like the funny voice, more like the, well, I said before, something like the Doctor being like a bit like Frankenstein in a way because he put Naruto back together. Sadly, he hasn't put Dorian back together, but then again, if he would, not the weeping, but what's the Headless Monk's probably be pissed, but yeah, definitely interesting there. I'm trying to figure what else to say right here. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, it's Doctor Who. Doctor Who's random. What do you expect? I mean, Christmas special, you're always going to have some random coming on. It's probably not going to be based really much of the season series arc that we've been getting lately, but hopefully something new is going to be changing. But I'm sure series 10 is going to be definitely great. Oh, I also forgot a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Thank you. Right, we'll go to Dark Lord. Is Connor there? Yes, he is. Can hardly see him, but there we
go. The Return of Doctor Mysterio. As a Christmas special, it works. This was originally an episode concept for the regular series. This was going to be a 45-minute episode. It wouldn't have worked. So thank God they've saved it for a special. The story was good. I like the special overall. It was a bit understated because the threat was the Doctor had a gun pointed in his face 3 times, one of which he disarmed the guy with a sonic screwdriver. He disarmed a bomb in about 5 minutes, and the guys switched bodies a few times at the Harmony Shuttle. The threat was not good. I don't like the villains in this particularly. I didn't really like them in Husbands, to be honest. I don't think they're that spectacular. I mean, like, what threat do they hold? There's no threat surrounding them whatsoever. But Grant as a character was very interesting. I too don't like superheroes apart from the Christopher Nolan Batman films. And this is not necessarily my sort of superhero stuff because it's not. It's more like a Superman sort of thing. But to have Grant as this young child swallowing this gemstone was an interesting idea to get him to have the powers, because Moffat's capable of coming up with something sporadic that would make no sense. So to actually have a gemstone that the kid swallows to get the superpowers, at least, you know, it's not that out there. It can be understood because it's an alien object. The characters of the special, Dr. Sim, Mr. Brock, Lucy, they were quite bland. Because if you think about it, the special itself, the story wasn't really important for them, so it felt underacted. There wasn't much that could sort of test their acting skills. Luckily, as always, Peter Capaldi is absolutely the best thing about the episode. If this episode does anything, it should bring a question into people's minds. Is Peter Capaldi the best comedic Doctor ever? Because he can act serious and comedic. You know, the more comedic Doctors probably struggled with the more serious things, but Peter is a mix of both. And I think the fact that he can do serious really well brings out the comedic moments a lot more, like when he's swinging on the rope upside down right at the beginning. It's charming and it's funny, and it's because it's Peter Capaldi. It's so I think he should be considered the best, if one of the best, if not the best comedic Doctor for me anyway. Nardole, impressed. I'm really impressed. He's got character. He really has. In the sequence where the Doctor is disarming the bomb, he's panicking, but he's keeping his wits about him. He's actually quite intelligent. So to have a mix of childlike and intelligent, you're now bringing someone into the Doctor's life that he can perhaps sort of keep in check most of the time, but he's also going to question him on things. What we've seen of Bill in the trailer, she's more like asking questions. So Nardole is going to be the more sort of, like when the Doctor's maybe not there for Bill can rely on at least Nardole because he seems to have his wits about him. So I'm glad that Stephen Moffat has found a way to improve upon his character. I was mightily impressed by Nardole the most, I think, actually. It'll be interesting to see where they go with him in Series 10. Whether he'll be part-time companion, full-time, it'll be really interesting, I think. The special overall was a typical Christmas special. You do not take it seriously, because if you do, you're going to be disappointed because it's not serious. That's the whole point of a Christmas special. So I think in the vein of like Husbands of River Song and A Christmas Carol and The Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe, while the latter of that is not great, it's really, really bad. You know, they sort of justify the fact that it's Doctor Who on at Christmas time when there's not a full series. The series is finished. You want your Doctor Who fix and in between the weight. You want something to split the weight into two parts. It does its job. So I think, and there was actually one reference I noticed that no one's pointed out on the movie theatre across from Lucy's apartment. They were playing a film called The Mind of Evil, which is a Third Doctor story. So that was a nice little reference to the Third Doctor. The superhero references, because I'm not a fan, I didn't get either, but I'm fine with that. I don't particularly want to go back and research all the superhero things just to get the references. It's there. But yeah, you know what? It did its job. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
7.5. Thanks for that, Connor. Down to me then. It's a Christmas special. That's all you can say. It's a Christmas special. You know what you're gonna get humour, because sometimes the series you don't have a lot of humour in it. Christmas specials, they always lace it with humour. It was there. Also the hero references. Yeah, I know. I mean, I like a few superheroes here and there and everywhere, but I loved seeing all these references. The Superman references, the Batman stuff, and all that was okay with me. I was quite surprised. Well, I haven't seen anything yet, but I'm quite surprised that there hasn't been any complaint about the gemstone being swallowed by a young kid. About mother's jewellery has been swallowed by young kids. They shouldn't be doing that. Let's just wait and see. That might happen soon. But for what it was it's a watchable episode. I enjoyed it. As I did mention, I didn't understand why the alien had the gun in the head. Why did they just put it in his pocket? Why didn't they just have it in his pocket? By the time his head opened, you could have run away. I just didn't get that. But, if I've missed a point there, someone please tell me. But all in all, it was a good like homage to all the comic book heroes. The New Adventures of Lewis and Clark from the 90s. It was all wrapped in a big bow. And it was good that it wasn't overlaid with Christmas. You only had the mention of Christmas at the beginning, as it's been mentioned. Even before the intro started, that was only when it was sort of mentioned, which was good. The acting, can't fault the acting. Capaldi was very good with some of the comedic things with his looks when Grant and Lucy was sort of arguing in the kitchen. His looks to Grant was brilliant. But for me, it was Nardole. Matt Lucas was brilliant. Everybody's been saying for the past few years now, we want an alien companion. We've got an alien companion, Nardole. Very childlike and very funny. But I think he will be a brilliant companion. And hopefully he'll be in the full season next year. So on that, I'm going to give this an 8. I did enjoy it. It's been better than some of the Christmas ones we've had before. It's an 8. So that's rolled into one. That's all the reviews. Now let's have a discussion on the Series 10 trailer. So what does everybody think of the Series 10 trailer for what's coming up next year? Open discussion.
It looks very good. I think the girl, I can't remember the actress's name. What is it? Pearl Mackie.
Pearl Mackie, yeah.
Yeah, she looks very. It's hard to say because they really edited all these questions that she's asking together to make it look like she's just, what's this doctor? What's that doctor? But I mean, I think I was impressed by what I saw so far, and that's just a little bit you get with the trailer. It's about 4 or 5, maybe 6 episodes they've got bits from. So we have to wait and see it, but it looks impressive.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
The bit that got me is when it was talking about the TARDIS, and it cuts to her saying, kitchen!
Yeah.
It's like, it's ridiculous. She's bonkers. She's going to be great. I think she's totally different from what we've seen before. She's asking questions. She's a typical companion, but she has an edge to her. She has a comedic edge.
Yeah.
And Mavellans are back for some strange reason.
Now, come on, Connor.
Don't speculate.
It looks similar to a Mavellan. It hasn't been said it is a Mavellan.
But what is not a Mavellan that has a pink domed gun and disco wig? I mean, come on. It looks too convincing to not be a Mavellan.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see on that. I mean,
Well, I'm hoping we might get to see Osgood in the new series. That would be good. I mean, the thing is, she was referenced in the Christmas special, and you didn't then get to see her, which for me was a bitter disappointment. And of course, I think there's going to be more of this because the unit guy also had the scar.
Half-face and Zygons.
So it could get interesting.
or they might just leave it there, open.
Mm-hmm.
What, his head?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting place to keep your small change, isn't it? Yeah. I suppose really, if you want a penny for the loo, you just bang the back of your head and a penny comes out your nose. But yeah, I have a good feeling about Pearl Mackie. She has this head.
She's not a student. She's shit.
She's not.
She works at the
my only worry is, with a girl that's got a real comedic edge, and it's shown. Nardole is being played by probably one of the best known comedy actors in the UK at the moment. That they're going to my worry is they might turn Doctor Who into a comedy.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm not sure about Lucas, but like has been mentioned, Capaldi is a very good straight actor as well as doing comedy. So I mean, he could be their straight man when they're both being a bit silly, I guess. Then he would ground it a little bit. I don't think they'd go for full on comedy, but even then, too, Doctor Who always has a bit of comedy in it. It's not just a straight science fiction TV show. It's always got.
Oh, I know that.
So I mean, it's I don't see it as having too much. I don't see it as being too much of a good thing. I'm pretty sure she's basically a new actress, right? She hasn't done much television yet, or she's mostly stage, right? So I mean, it'll be good to see if she can pull off drama as well. So
I think one thing about the trailer, I would have liked to have seen a bit more of David Suchet's character, and also a clip at least, if they could get one together in time for Missy.
Yeah, but that's the point of the trailer. It makes you want more.
always leave them wanting more. Yes.
Yeah. It's which episode is Suchet now? It's
Episode 4.
Episode 4. So that's not that won't be the Dalek one, will it? No.
The Dalek one is at the end of episode 1.
Right.
It's a cameo. It's not a proper. We won't get a proper Dalek episode this year.
Oh, thank God for that.
How do you know?
Because how many they've done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They would have done 8 by the end of January. We could get a finale, I guess, but is Moffat
Another Dalek finale.
going to do another Dalek finale? Don't know. Is he going to want to go for something more inventive? We could get a Dalek episode. We're getting a Sideman one, aren't we? So
You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a Weeping Angel finale.
we probably will do actually.
I doubt it.
Well, but anything else about the trailer?
Yeah, about the monks on the Doctor's TARDIS. What was all that about?
Oh,
That's Missy's episode, I think. Actually,
The meddling monk.
no, that would be a character to return.
yeah.
Oh no.
Could have them.
I was actually also impressed by the way that the emoji robots looked. And
Oh
then-
yeah, the bulky spacesuit with the face. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones that were like, oh God, Moffat. But they look all right, actually. And I like how they're being a bit more inventive this year. All of the monsters look new, apart from maybe that wooden one that looked a bit like the thing out of Widow in the Wardrobe. But
poking around the doorway.
yeah, poking around the door. But
Don't forget, we did have a tree lady in
End of the World, yeah.
Yeah, so perhaps he goes back to that planet. Who knows?
But yeah, I mean, the inventiveness of this series looks better than it has been in recent years.
I'm looking forward to it. It's because we haven't had any series for a year, so it's well over a year now. It makes me want more now.
And we saw a lot of alien planets, so it's nice to know that we'll at least see some. And that one where the TARDIS lands and the water shoots up looks a bit like Vulcan.
Hopefully, we'll see Mr. Spock's family when he does.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Any thoughts there? Any thoughts there, Ali, on the trailer? Did it just wake you up?
You're thinking
On the Doctor Who trailer?
Yes.
No, not really, not much. I liked it. I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good trailer. It'd be interesting to see how Pearl Mackie turns out. I liked it. I've only seen it once, so I don't really have a lot to add. It looks like the Movellans will be in it, so we've got some disco wigs. So there might be a disco
right.
in it.
Yeah, that'll be right up your street and Heidi, won't it?
You never know. So, it does look good. I have to admit, it does look good, yeah. And they've got Daleks in it. Got to have Daleks in it. More Daleks, the better.
No, you don't.
Yeah, come on, I like Daleks.
Less Daleks is better.
Well, I have the Movellans. Are the Movellans with the Daleks then, are they?
Yeah.
Well,
Looks like
the
they're in the same place anyway.
Yeah, the Movellans are enemies of the Daleks, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't always mean they'll be in the same episode. They might shove them in a different episode.
They don't look much of a threat if they're the enemy in the episode.
They've only ever been in one episode.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Would you be
Yeah,
frightened of the Movellans?
No.
To be honest, yes, I would. Yes, I would. I've seen some Movellans on a night out.
Yeah, well, you would.
Yes, trust me. They're very scary.
All right, is there anything else on the trailer, or should we end it there?
There's a few things on the trailer.
Yeah.
It looks like a reboot, actually. I know that Moffat promised a reboot, and it does look different. Something feels different about it. And I don't know whether it's because we haven't had Doctor Who for a year, and it's getting back into it, but something feels different about it.
I think it's because we haven't had a trailer for after Christmas in such a long time. That's partly what it is. You don't get a trailer after Christmas anymore.
Yeah,
But it depends on when the Christmas episode is done. If they're working on a subsequent series, then of course they'll have something to throw on as a trailer, like they did back in at the end of series 4. Remember, they had a little preview of the Cybermen for the Christmas special because they were filming the Christmas special along with that block. But it doesn't always happen that way. More often than not, the Christmas special is the last thing broadcast for the year, so you don't really have anything to show yet. I think that's usually how it works. So
thank God we don't have to wait long. We don't have to wait till like November or something like that.
Yes, but we have waited.
But April's a ways away.
April's not that far away.
I heard it's on April 15th, which that's only 3 days after my birthday. That'd be a great late birthday present.
I'm not buying you a card.
I just hope that they've got the next series already mapped out as well, because otherwise there'll be another gap year. You got a new producer coming in. I hope that he's going to be having his stuff prepared in time so they can go on the same schedule next year, and start filming when they started filming this year, so that you'll have at least a second series at the same time 2 years in a row, like we did with series 8 and 9. Because if not, it means another gap. I mean,
I'm going to say, if Series 10's really popular, you're going to see Doctor Who every 2 years. Every 2 years there'll be a series.
It could be, to be fair.
Every year.
To be fair, you could be entirely right, because that's not what the BBC America would want. But the truth is, the BBC does not have money, and most of their best dramas do come every 2 years. So far, I mean, like Line of Duty has a year break in between. Happy Valley had a year break in between. What's the other one? The recent one we had, The Missing, very good drama series on BBC One. And of course, it's been 2 years since the first series. So they do that. And Doctor Who's one of their most expensive programs, I guess. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did go with a year off schedule.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that, because it helps. It helps with Series 5. It looks like it's helping with this one.
I don't think so, though. I think that the public is too impatient, though. You're going to want, at least, if anything, just reduce the number of episodes and just do it yearly.
When Matt Smith starts doing Big Finish, people will be like breaking Big Finish for him too, just like David Tennant. It's gonna, I mean, that can only help our friends out at Big Finish, like Lisa Bowerman and stuff.
No, that's a whole separate thing. We're talking about the making of the TV series is what seems to be very hard for the BBC to pull off in a yearly regular fashion. I mean, ever since 2009, it's just become commonplace for them to take a break after a few years. Remember 2009 was a gap year, 2012 was a gap year, and now 2016 has been a gap year. They don't have the fund. I think it's just the funding, really, is what it is. I'm not really sure about that, but it seems like they just don't have the funds to keep it going as regularly as they need to.
Yeah, the BBC doesn't have the money. Doesn't have the money.
But if it keeps the series fresh, as I say, every 2 years, keeping the series fresh, it is a good idea.
Well, I think a recent example of a show that's taken a break is Westworld. That won't get season 2 until 2018, and I just like the idea of it taking a break. The only show I can really think of that's benefited from a full year-on-year thing is Game of Thrones, which has been consistently perfect throughout. But even that might take a year break off before the final series. You never know. You never know what HBO is going to do. I think with Doctor Who, because you have the luxury of so many good TV shows out there now, that taking a break every other year would help it. It would help it compete with other things that's in its category, sci-fi, fantasy, drama sort of thing. So, because we've got like Netflix and all the good TV out there, I wouldn't be too sad to take a break.
I don't think you could keep an audience interested that way, though. Especially if a lot of what they aim this at is the newer audience, not the old fogies like us that are going to watch it anyway because it's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
They're trying to maintain the audience that they've achieved with the new series, which is a worldwide audience. You've got people watching the show who weren't even around back in the day when it was on, and you can't really do that by taking a year off between each series because people will grow out of it. So I don't know. It's a risk to do it that way. I would say if it's really that hard for them to maintain, then just reduce the number of episodes. Have a series of 8 every year.
Mm.
I wouldn't like that either. I'm just saying. You get my point, though. Other series that BBC produces are usually 8 episodes, 6 episodes, and more often than not, they one thing they do well is produce cheap comedies. But I mean, lately just reality bullshit. But as far as drama goes, you notice they do not put it out that regularly, even if it's a highly acclaimed program, like for example, Line of Duty. Oh.
Would you right, this is a question that here. Would you be happy if they reduced the episodes? And would you be happy if they extended the length of the episodes to say like the length of Sherlock episodes?
No.
I think it depends. I think it depends on the story they're telling. Sometimes you have a 2-parter if you need 2 parts to tell a story. Sometimes you only need an hour or 45 minutes. So
I find it. I'm trying to get through Sherlock, but I find it hard because it's an hour and a half. It's a long time for a consistent sort of series.
Yeah, and new series is coming.
Movie, you know.
I mean, you saw that they might go down that route. You never know with the BBC what they're going to do next.
I think it depends on the actual story. Because think about it, some of the Christmas specials have been longer. The one with who's the Australian bird?
Kylie.
That one was actually 72 minutes or 73 minutes. So that's well over an hour.
Oh, Voyage of the Damned.
Yeah.
Yeah, Voyage of the Damned. Yeah.
And then you had I think the last Tenet episode, the New Year's Day one, which was an hour and 10 minutes, I believe. So every now and then if it's a special, they'll break the rules and go over time if they want to. So
I do think the fact that the end both parts of the End of Time were like an hour 10 minutes, as you said, I think that hurt it, to be honest. It felt dragged out in places, but you know,
you can't get enough Wilf though.
Wilf is great.
Can't get enough Wilf.
I actually hope Nardo's a bit like Wilf, in a way.
Nardo reminds me a little bit of Donna in a way, a little tiny bit of Donna, because everybody thought Catherine Tate was going to be so bad and she was going to ruin the series when she was announced as a companion.
Yeah.
And then she is regarded probably by a lot of people as the best New Who companion. You know,
comedic actors again.
Yeah.
But the difference is that I wonder if Nardo will have any, like Catherine Tate had a lot of emotional scenes. You know, she had a lot of emotional scenes. I wonder if they'll push that with Nardo. You know, they'll give him heartbreak. They'll give him heartache.
It's a bit off topic, but the problem was people assumed that Catherine Tate was a comedic actress, when at the end of the day, she's, what do you call it, a highly trained professional actress. She can do drama.
She's a great actress.
She's proven herself again and again. She's not just Lauren. So
No, she's a Shakespearean actress.
She's Shakespearean, yes. Look up that Much Ado that she did with David Tennant. It's brilliant. It's a stage recording, and it's just amazing how good they are.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else to say before I end this? No.
Yes,
No,
what are you talking about?
Well, it's sad to hear about Carrie Fisher.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
That really is heartbreaking, and that's very, very sad. And the man who wrote Watership Down has died as well.
Oh, what a weekend. No, week.
It seems like it's endless.
Yeah.
It's not been a good year.
Well,
Been an awful year.
very bad year. So, on that note, yes, rest in peace that all have gone this year. From the big stars to the minor stars, you'll be remembered. You live on forever. But I would like to thank everybody who's been involved today. This wonderful lot here, except Alid and Connor.
Oi.
Oh,
Let's give some shout outs. I want to give some shout outs.
hold on a minute. Oh God, isn't he?
Connor's got a friend. What's your friend called, Connor?
Alid, you're not the host anymore.
Oh, so I was going to give Connor's friend a shout out.
What?
Oh.
What is this conversation going
I don't know.
about?
He's on drugs.
Anyways, like I say, I'd like to thank everybody who's been involved today. Please subscribe to the channel. Please leave comments below. Say what you like about the cast, what you don't like about the cast, what you'd like us to review. We're on Twitter, find us at Geeks Assembled. We're on Facebook, we've got a Facebook page. We're all over the place. If anybody wants to shout out their channels, here's your chance now.
DJ Dunamis, we're doing Doctor Who You. We're going all the way through Classic Who. Our next podcast will be Marco Polo.
Cool.
When is your podcast? When is it?
Davos, the sketch I'm going to be doing soon.
Thanks, Jason. Alid, what about your channel?
I'm here.
That's a good channel.
I got a channel.
Yes, Kevin, you got a channel?
It's about movies and unboxing stuff.
Yeah, what's
I'd
it
like
called?
to shout out the
What's
channel
it called?
tunnel.
It's
The channel tunnel. That's a good channel.
yeah, it's called
Channel
it's
4,
called Kevin
I'd like to shout out
Wilthiers.
Channel 4.
Hold on, Kevin.
Yeah.
Alid, shut up.
Yeah, shut
Come on,
it.
Kevin.
Well, you can find me on YouTube, and my channel name is Kevin.Bulthuis. The links are down below. So.
Cool. Right. You want to finish off there, Alid? Or is that it?
Yeah, Channel 4.
He's just been
Okay.
annoying.
It's
Channel
been
3.
a crap. It's been a crap. Right. On that note, we'll say goodbye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ho ho.
To sing that Happy New